Fido, games as a service allows game companies to turn off the game that you paid for. Kind of. So when I purchased a console game on a cartridge, I purchased the ability for the life of that cartridge to have access to their property. I do not own the game that is on that cartridge. I own the rights for the life of that cartridge to play their game. Right? I'm supposed to be on this? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Now, because distribution methods are better, things like my Adobe subscription plan or Final Fantasy XIV have instead said, in trade for money, I will give you a limited time access. Now, to make it really fun, they've let me carry my progress forward, and so I've been playing this game for 8 or 10 years or whatever, and they've let me carry my progress forward the whole time. But at the end of the day, I do not own this character. I never have. And so, every single month, I am re-upping my lease at $15 on this particular character, this rental. I've painted the walls in this rental. I've hung pictures in this rental. But at any given time, if they want to, they can evict me from this rental. Because they want to shut the game down. They don't like my behavior in the game. They have that right. Now, it's in their advantage to come out with that because they've continuously wanted more and more power in our dynamic, right? If it's 100% game developer power, 100% player power, they've taken more and more and more, and they're in the power position, and they're taking more and more and more. So we get less and less bargaining room as players. We don't even know when a game comes out anymore and what complete means. I mean, Final Fantasy is one of the most beloved games out there right now, and we're in the middle of a 2-week delay. Right now. We're in the middle of a 2-week delay at this exact moment for a game that we pay for. I paid for the month of November, expecting to have, in advance, expecting to be playing Endwalker in November. I paid for food to come to the table, and the waiter came out and said, I know you're hungry now. It's going to be another hour, but I've already collected your money. You're welcome to leave, but I'm keeping your money. And the 14 community said, not only am I okay with that, but I want to stand up and raise a toast to this waiter. They're the best waiter that's ever waited, and I can't wait to have food, and I'm just going to be hungry. But if you really think about what happened, the delay is a crazy thing monetarily. There is no other industry that can do that. I ordered my fitness equipment, and Rogue processed my payment and shipped it to me that day. And if they had called me up and said it's not going to be there for 2 weeks, I would have canceled the credit card payment, canceled the order, and I would have kept my money. Right? Gaming is the only industry where we actively champion the player to dev dynamic being so one-sided. And I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing, but it is incredibly and outstandingly unique. There is no other industry I can think of where the consumer actively gives up consumer rights outside of social media and gaming. They may have offered refunds for sale, but they did not offer refunds for your playtime. And you made your playtime decision based on information that the game was coming out in the month of November. There were people that returned to the game in October with the intention of playing in November, so they paid for 60 days of access, and they might have stalled that or played something else. So, they may have offered Endwalker refunds, but that's not the same. At that point, you're pot committed. Social media is the other time. That's the only... Social media and gaming. Social media, people say, what I love about social media is it's free. If something is free and you can't figure out how it's being paid for, just know that you're the product. And, like, that's okay. That's your call to make. But, like, I will say you need to make it from a well-informed standpoint. And we don't always do that. Alright, let's pop out and do another...